I had to put more and more nickels into his game.
This is NBC Night.
And Rockland tips it into the Nepean zone. Nice check by Will Collins, the rookie.
Hi, I'm Will Collins. I play Junior A for the Rockland Nationals, and I'm 18 years old. I definitely, as a kid growing up, I would play a lot of hockey, either on the ice or just ball hockey on the streets. And then during my summers, I would play a lot of golf with my family. And now, typically, my winters are hockey and summers are golf. That's what my priorities are, sort of. Growing up, I played for the Ottawa Sting. We actually won 3 championships in a row. It was pretty cool, for sure. Played also with one of our guys on our team. Then I moved up to 67s. And then I got drafted by the Ottawa Junior Senators. I played 1 year of U18 with them. And then I got traded to Rockland Nationals, which has been a very, very personally good trade, I would thought, for myself and my improvement in my hockey career, just because last year I played U18 again with them, with Rockland, and we won the whole league. We went to provincials, gave a really good run, but just came up a little short. But it was definitely an experience that will now help me throughout my career in hockey and in life, just because it was a team that I don't think will ever happen again in minor hockey. Just we had a ton of really talented players that really came together and really proved why we were one of the best teams in the country. And then this year, I started playing for the Rockland Nationals Junior A. It was definitely a very happy moment signing with them, just because I'm from Ottawa, so I grew up pretty much every day playing on Ottawa Junior Senators ice. And now playing against them is definitely a really good feeling, and beating them is definitely a better feeling. As I said, I'm definitely an avid golfer during the summers. The past 3 summers I've qualified for the Quebec Provincials. I gave it a good run. It's definitely given me a lot of experience in the way I can handle myself under pressure, just because it's a very demanding game on composure and sort of perseverance, and on the way you can handle your actions when sort of things are going not your way. But it's definitely helped me with hockey also, just because maybe I'm not getting enough power play time, or whether it's ice time or anything. It's definitely helped me realize that definitely some days are better than others, and it's how you react to those bad days and how you persevere yourself through those. It started out a normal day. Wake up, go to school. It seemed like a normal day, and then I drove out to Rockland, did all my typical game preparations. It was against Nepean Raiders, so I knew a bunch of guys on that team. So I was pretty pumped up playing against them, and I knew I needed to be physical out there just to set an impression on them. And came game time. My first shift, I personally thought I was flying. I hit a guy, so I felt pretty good. And then the very next shift, I got on. I saw one of my buddies had the puck. I skated as hard as I could, really, and I hit him. and then I fell on top of him. We sort of both fell down, and I guess I clipped his skate with my forearm. I didn't realize that at the time until I stood up. And at that moment, my hand and whole arm is numb. I can't move or feel anything. And I see blood on the ice, so mentally I knew something's wrong. I look down, I see blood everywhere. So my first instinct was to just grab it and put pressure on it. And then immediately I ran off just because I knew it was really bad. And then once I got into the room, just because I knew it was bad, I kind of threw my helmet across the room just because I knew personally it was a bad injury. Then our trainer, he had a ton of towels out, just trying to put pressure on it and stop the bleeding. Then the paramedics came in. They actually had to use a tourniquet just because an artery was sliced, and they had to use a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. Then I was rushed to the hospital, to the Civic, and it was definitely a crazy experience, definitely something that I'll never forget, but something I never would have dreamed of and never thought that would happen to me, especially, just because I've never had a serious injury, and then no one would really think of having that injury. It's crazy. So then once I got to the hospital, there were a ton of surgeons and just a ton of staff just looking at me and trying to kind of observe the situation and what was needed to be done. They had cleaned it out. That was very painful. But then I had to wait overnight just to wait for the surgeon to be ready and prepped. I think that was probably the worst night of my life. I definitely didn't get any sleep, just so much pain, and mentally it was very distracting knowing that my arm was sort of sliced open. And then once I got into the surgery room, it was a couple hours. I woke up. I was in a lot of pain again with the full cast on. All my family's there, a bunch of friends. It was definitely a good thing seeing my family and friends, just because it kept my spirits up after this very traumatic experience. Those first couple nights after the injury were definitely tough, just having to keep it elevated and trying to not think about it and trying to avoid the pain, but it was definitely not fun. After a few days, I finally got to go home. It was definitely tough walking in that door, knowing that I need a second. Yeah, it's tough.
What were you thinking when you walked through that door?
I was definitely sad. Oh, I'm gonna cry. So yeah, I got home after that first surgery. It was definitely tough, personally, because I knew I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be the same for thinking and knowing what doctors told me for a really long time. And it was definitely weird because going from junior A hockey, which is pretty much 6 nights a week, full tilt, to nothing for a long time. So it's definitely tough. And then also too, going home, I remember this. My mom asked me to put the dishes away. I couldn't put like a little cup away. It was definitely weird. Not being able to do the things that I could yesterday. Crap.
It's okay, Willie. Take your time.
So after those first couple of weeks passed, I had to go in for a second surgery for a nerve graft, just because the ulnar nerve, which is a very important nerve for movement in the hand, it was sliced. So they had to take a nerve from my bicep and graft it onto the severed nerve. That was definitely not a fun day too, just to add on to the whole traumatic experience. But yeah, it was definitely tough going back into that hospital, knowing that the little work that I did, but it was definitely beneficial. The work that I had done in those past couple of weeks sort of was erased. So it wasn't easy walking back, but after the surgery and I got home, the doctors were all happy, so that made me happy. Just because I knew there was a sort of positivity from this. First positivity, really, from the whole experience. Then after, I'd say 2-3 weeks after that second surgery, I finally got cleared to return to training, or the little bit of training that I would be able to do, which was sort of all body weight exercises like squats and lunges, and just getting back to the training routine. So it was definitely nice to get my mind off my hand and the injury, just getting back in the gym, doing something I like. It was definitely not easy seeing all my friends lifting all these weights when I'm just doing my body weight. So it was definitely tough, but I knew I was doing something beneficial, and I knew it would help me in the long run. And then after, I'd say 2 months, I finally got cleared to sort of start running and go skate again. So that was definitely, my first time back skating was on public skate. It definitely felt weird, but it was definitely nice feeling that wind in my face on the ice. So it was definitely a good positivity. And then in the new year, after three months, I'd say, I was able to return to the hockey team and start skating and practicing with them. So it was definitely a positivity, and sort of I knew there was a bright side to this whole experience, and knowing that there was a potential for me playing again, just because originally, that original night, I was told that I would be done this whole season and potentially next season too. And then over time, the doctors sort of gave me a little bit more leeway on when I could return. They always decreased the time I would be out and injured for. So that was definitely happy, just because I was putting in a lot of work into my recovery and stretching all the tendons out and sort of trying to get all my movements back. So it was definitely nice knowing that there was a bright side to me potentially playing again this year. There was always a hope too that I would return to playoffs, and just mentally at the beginning I knew I needed to push myself, so that once I did get cleared, that first conversation with coach would be if next game I could play. So I knew I needed to push myself in the workout room, and also mentally, just to stay positive through this whole experience and keep my emotions up and don't get too discouraged, because there's definitely been many positives of this experience. I've learned more about myself. I've learned that I can put a lot of work in if I dedicate myself. Obviously there's also a lot of negatives, but I made the most of this situation, and I'm looking forward to playing on Friday. I've definitely been thinking about the game a lot, my first game back in that very first shift. I know I won't be the same player I was before, but I'll always give a shift 110%. I know that.
It was definitely a long road of recovery, but it's awesome to be back with the boys. It wasn't the best game, but we got the 2 points, so it's pretty nice.
The hard part's over now. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, for sure.
I think this has been a very long experience, but I definitely couldn't have done it with many people, especially all the surgeons and all the chiropractors and massage therapists that I've gone to, and especially my family and friends and the leaders on our hockey team. So this is the original cut. I don't really know exactly how far down it went, but so this is sort of the range of the original cut. Then this is all first surgery, and then this is the second surgery of the nerve graft. So yeah, so in total there were 7 tendons, 1 artery, and 1 nerve that were severed. So definitely a very serious injury. As you can see after almost 4 months, I still don't really have much movement in these 2 fingers, just because the nerve controls their movements and the muscles. So I still have to wait for the nerve to grow back to get all my movements back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for doing this.
And yeah, we'll see you on the ice tomorrow. Excited for that.
Looking forward to it.
Be on your back.